one of the other pieces that we want to be thinking about as we move into Yontif is the person who actually has to walk in that door, the person who is going to go to Shul on Yontif and does not have children. And I really would like to address that conversation to that individual, to the person who's in struggle, and to acknowledge first and foremost just how painful and complicated it is to walk in the door, to walk into those Rosh Hashana services and davening, and really be faced with the reality of, again, that stuckness that I can't seem to move forward despite my best efforts and most money spent. But here I am again on Rosh Hashanah. And I think that I don't have words of wisdom that offer you an answer. There's no like, okay, so then you should do this, or okay, so you should do that. But there was one thing that I hear as a common trend is this feeling of, I feel everybody's eyes on me. And I feel so uncomfortable and kind of under a microscope when I'm walking into shul and I feel the eyes on me like, oy nebuch, the person who does not yet have a child. And I once heard an idea from a woman who described the experience of walking in as a single young woman who wanting to be married, and another year had passed and she was not yet married. And she talked about the struggle of walking into shul, being the oy nebuch, the person who is not yet married, the older single. And she said that in anticipation of Rosh Hashanah, she would buy herself a beautiful outfit, something that she wouldn't have maybe even normally spent the money on. But she chose to spend the money in anticipation of Yontif. For her, she even like had her hair blown out beautifully. Maybe she even had her makeup done at Rosh Hashanah. She spent time taking care of herself, but it wasn't about the self-care. It was much more specific than that. She said that when I walk into Shul on Yontif, and I see the eyes upon me and I notice everybody stares. So I trick my brain and I say to myself, oh, they're just looking at my fantastic outfit that I bought for Yontif, or it's the shoes. They are all noticing how gorgeous my shoes are. And she's able to distract herself from the sensation or from the kind of anticipation of the look, the thoughts, of what others must be thinking when they see her yet again in shul and single. And I loved that story. I loved that. I thought it was such a wise woman, a wise young woman who spoke this way. And I think that it definitely applies for the women who are walking into shul on Yontif without a pregnancy this year, without a baby, without having fulfilled the dreams of growing their family. So think about what you might do this Yontif that might trick your own mind and give yourself a sense of confidence to walk into shul. Maybe it is a new outfit. Maybe it's a gorgeously blinged out mask that you are wearing if indeed you are masking. Maybe it's a beautiful pair of shoes. And when you walk into shul and perhaps you sense somebody's eyes on you, to tell yourself in that moment, they are totally acknowledging my outfit. It's the shoes that they love. But this is a creative and clever way to handle it. But I also want you to give yourself permission to be present with just how difficult it is to walk in the door. And some of you might say, I can't go. I can't be in the room. I cannot daven in person with others around me. It's just too painful to be in shul yet again on a Rosh Hashanah without a family, without a child. And I think that there's this space for us to consider that we find ways to connect with Hashem, to connect with prayer, to connect with tefillah, but to give myself permission to say, I can't do it today, and Hashem knows. Hashem knows why, God knows why I'm really struggling, and to be kind to myself if I am really unable to walk into shul and to daven at home, to daven in my own space, and to perhaps hopefully step into the shul in a future time and opportunity to daven with others in a way when you feel a little bit more confident or a little bit more comfortable.